Good afternoon and welcome. We are excited that you have taken time out of your day to learn about our great offering, our Master of Business Administration. My name is Lauren Bess, and I'm an admissions representative for Northwood University's DeVos Graduate School of Management. My team and I are dedicated to guiding you throughout the admissions process. Our agenda for this session will be as follows: an overview of Northwood University's DeVos Graduate School. We will share an overview of our MBA program and the formats of this program. Hear from one of our wonderful alumni from the evening MBA program. Briefly share our other program offerings, admissions process, questions, and wrap up. If you do have any questions, please type them in the chat on the right-hand side of the screen, where we will be able to answer them during and after this presentation. I'd like to now introduce to you Dr. Lisa Fairbairn, Dean of DeVos Graduate School. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you so much, Lauren. Just to give a little bit of background, Northwood was founded over 60 years ago with a vision of being a unique institution in higher ed by incorporating the lessons of the American free enterprise system into the college classroom. So the foundation for our uniqueness at the graduate school comes from our university's mission and from our learning outcomes. You can see on this slide that our mission is developing transformative leaders who drive economic and social progress for a global free enterprise society. So in addition, our MBA program is built on 4 integrated learning outcomes that you'll see here on the right side of the slide. The first is business acumen, and those are basically the tools and techniques that you would expect to earn in an MBA program. So here our students gain a deep understanding of strategic, tactical, operational actions within and across business functions and how to optimize an organization in these areas. For example, marketing, accounting, finance, strategy, operations, and so on. Critical thinking is another very important outcome to us because we don't focus on memorization and test taking at DeVos. This outcome is really about developing exceptional problem solvers. So with this, we help students master the ability to gather and assess relevant information in the decision-making process and to really find ways to dig deep into determining root causes of problems and opportunities, and ultimately to use advanced reasoning skills to come to data-informed conclusions. Our third outcome is personal effectiveness. Throughout the curriculum, there is a focus on self-assessment, personal growth, and further developing leadership skills. Students learn openly to explore ideas from a variety of perspectives and hone their ability to really demonstrate a commitment to the success of others through empathy and respect to achieve organizational goals. And then our fourth outcome is really aligned with our mission and core values, that global free enterprise perspective. With this outcome, students learn to appreciate and leverage diversity of thought and experience, along with understanding the importance of individual initiative and personal responsibility as really, really important characteristics of personal and organizational success. If we can go to the next slide. So in addition to our unique mission and learning outcomes, what really drives us at the graduate school is to create highly effective leaders through a process of personal and professional transformation. So what is this DeVos difference? We've got 4 bullets here, but basically problem-based learning, that is student-centered, is the foundation of our MBA program. And what this really means is that students are active participants in their learning journey, and that so much of the learning is the result of experiential learning opportunities that we embed in all of our classes. So we use case studies, for example, consulting projects, simulations, role plays, and other applied learning vehicles. So in essence, as students, you're engaged in a learning laboratory where you learn management by practicing management in a safe environment. And as a result, there is immediate application to the workplace or the real world. Students learn from faculty and peers in our problem-based learning methodology, and I think you'll absolutely love our faculty because they care so deeply about our student success. They all have doctorates in their fields of study and significant industry experience as well. And I think I've already touched on that final bullet related to critical thinking and problem-solving skills. So with that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Todd Thomas, our Associate Academic Dean and Professor at DeVos. He's been with us for 12 years, and prior to that, he worked in the automotive industry where he was an executive with Mercedes-Benz. Dr. Todd.
Thank you, Lisa, and welcome to everybody on the call. It's exciting every time we get a chance to talk about our programs, and so I would like to hit some highlights. And then we have a really special opportunity to speak to someone who's been through this. But let's start first with our MBA. Our MBA is a broad business curriculum. One of the known aspects of this is a marketing practicum, which is designed to fit whichever modality, which we'll get into here in a moment. As Lisa said, it's a discussion-based environment. We do hands-on simulations, we do cases, we do interactive kinds of learning to help you learn to lead, whether you are in a leadership course, a finance course, a marketing course, or an economics course. There are 12 courses in our MBA for a total of 36 credit hours, which will be the case as we look at these other program modes of offerings. So our accelerated MBA is a one-year MBA program. You'll see with the others, they are 24 months. This one is 12 months. It's a really great opportunity for students of a wide variety of backgrounds and discipline and professional work to fast-track the process. There is fieldwork consulting, which is a really exciting opportunity to not only talk about using an MBA to be a consultant, but actually doing the consulting. This program is offered in Midland here at our physical location, and the program starts in the fall and also in the spring. Our evening MBA is focused on those who are typically working professionals who may have been in their career for a while. It meets one evening per week and really helps our students who are focusing on enhancing their position or perhaps changing careers or moving into a more senior position. It's 2 years, 24 months, and also starts in the fall and the spring. Our online MBA is the same, has the same content and academic standards as other MBA programs that we offer. And this is actually quite literal. The syllabi are primarily the same. The materials are primarily the same, and the learning outcomes are exactly the same. We spend a lot of time and effort in the development and quality of our online program, and as a result, our courses have been certified by Quality Matters, which is an internationally recognized certification that holds online courses offered by any learning institution to a very high standard. And we continue to learn and interact and try to find ways to make our classes even more effective. When you get to the capstone, which is known throughout as simulation, it's a business simulation at the end of the program. It is based on an online software, but those who are here on campus will likely do the simulation on campus in real life. And our online students have an opportunity to do the simulation online, or they can join us on campus and meet and interact with faculty and students who are in the other modes of learning. And then we have a really exciting program. It is the DeVos Switzerland MBA. This is a 12-month program with 6 months on site and 6 months online. It's based in Switzerland. There is an optional paid internship, and it begins, our next start is in January of 2022. And I believe we have one of our Swiss colleagues on today, and we'll give you more information about that as we before we wrap up the program as to how you can find out more about it. Now, I have a chance to introduce a distinguished alumnus, Caitlin Arthur. She's a successful business leader. She has a passion for organizational development, leadership, team dynamics, training, and key relationship development. She operates with a strong sense of determination and adapts quickly while thriving in a diverse team environment. And I can tell you, as a past professor of Caitlin's, her expertise shows through in leadership, communication, critical thinking, equine management, and education. She's been in Midland her whole life, started her employment at Dow as a high school co-op, and then transitioned with Dow to DuPont, where she currently serves as a key account specialist. So welcome, Caitlin. I'm going to stop sharing so we can, I hope that is happening. If that's not happening, then somebody can tell me. But Caitlin, how are you?
Hi, good to see you again.
Good to see you. I just I wanted to find I wanted to find out what your thoughts were about your experience at DeVos, and what if somebody is watching today and really is wondering, you know, what would it really be like as opposed to what all the deans are saying. You know, how would you describe it?
Well, I'll start with the beginning, why I chose grad school to begin with. Felt like undergrad, I kind of floated. I didn't have some sort of driving passion in undergrad. I knew after I graduated from Saginaw Valley, I knew that I wanted more. There was more education out there that I was missing. I knew there was more for me. So I did some digging locally and tried to decide what more kind of meant to me. Northwood stood out to me mostly, I mean, living in Midland, Northwood is the business school. It has a reputation and it really stuck out to me. I knew business was a path that could take me where I wanted to go. And with Northwood being a respected business school, it definitely fit all of my needs. The MBA program being one night a week, because I was working full time, that definitely fit. You know, I was checking all the boxes with Northwood's MBA program. So that's essentially how I landed in the program I started fall of 15.
Wow, I have a hard time actually with the idea that you started then. So how have you seen then post MBA? How has the program impacted you and your career?
Yeah, career-wise, it was the best step that I could have taken. You talked about it earlier, if anybody's looking for advancements in their career, and it was exactly where I needed to go. I was able to, you know, check yes on boxes that other people weren't able to. So it made me stand out in an application process, but then B, when I got in front of people and landed the job, I think that the skills I learned in the MBA program really, they shined through. And when I was in the program, everything was real life. It was, you know, I would highlight something in a paragraph and say, I can take this to work and I could use it tomorrow. This process improvement idea right here, I can use this tomorrow. So the things that I still have all of my binders from school on my shelf at work whenever I get to go back to the building, because sometimes I pull them out and I use the ideas that we learned in class. So everything is just so real life that the classes spoke to me, and really, you know, during the day when I have a problem with a customer, I'm like, how can I figure this out? What kind of tools are out there? And DeVos really handed me a lot of those tools.
That's great. That's wonderful. And I'm wondering, so when you came into the program, you had your expectations, and you thought of it as the business university, so that was all fine. Was there a moment during the program where where things kind of clicked, or maybe if not, was there a most significant moment from your DeVos experience?
Yeah, it didn't take long. I was not the biggest fan of school in undergrad. Like I said, I kind of floated because I wasn't super passionate about something. And my clickable moment was night one. We had our first class, Leadership 1. I'll never forget it. And, most people call their spouses when they have exciting news. I called my mom. So I'm leaving Northwood, and I got on the phone with my mom, and I was like, this is it. This is it. This is what I should have been doing for the last 5 years. This is what I should be doing in my career. Business and leadership is where I should be. I've never been so excited about school in my life. So she really knew, wow, who are you and what did you do with my daughter? Because it was night one that it really clicked. Yeah.
Awesome. And now we have just finished that capstone experience that I mentioned, simulation. I'm sure, without a doubt, you remember your simulation experience. Could you say a couple of things about what you may have taken from that, or what stands out to you from that particular experience?
Yeah, simulation was a blast. I didn't go to college and stay in a dorm room, so the whole going in the dorm rooms with 20 strangers was, first of all, that was an event. But I felt really confident after 2 years being in this program with my cohort. I think there were 18 of us. I felt really confident. I felt like I was one of the leaders of the class. I was kind of on my high horse. And then we get to simulation, and I realized how many really great leaders DeVos had chosen for this program in all the other locations that, like you said, we all came together on Midlands campus, and I was blown away by the knowledge and the expertise that some of these people on my team had. The guy, I think we called them presidents, that they nominated and voted in. The guy that was our president of our world and organization was so smart. I admired him that whole week. I was like, where did this guy come from? He is awesome. I think he worked for Ford. So simulation really taught me to kind of check yourself and know, what you can get from other people. I was getting so much knowledge from those people on my team, and I just soaked it all in. It was tough. It was really hard. I don't even think our organization did that well, but boy, did we try hard. And we spent a lot of late nights trying really hard. But it kind of did wrap up everything you learned in the program and put you to the test and said, what really did you learn in this program, and what skills are you gonna use, and how can you use them? So it was a blast. It was hard work, but also I'm not afraid of a little hard work, so I thought it was mostly fun.
That's excellent. That's perfect. All right. So if I'm on this call right now and I'm thinking about, is this the program that I want to get into, or if I'm pretty much sure that, this might be the program I want to go into, what advice would you have for me, either in looking at schools and making my decision, or even once I've decided, what do I need to do mindset-wise, right? I mean, what do I need to do to be successful walking in?
Yeah, I've got a couple of things. One I think that I'll speak to, and then one piece of advice that was given to me. So I would say that if you want to stand out, if you want to be that person that comes across a hiring manager's desk and they look at your credentials and say, oh, wow, then the DeVos graduate program is definitely for you. It's a highly respected program, and the classes are just so real life. You learn so much in each class that applies to everyday life. It's not like chemistry where you can't see cations and anions in front of your face. You don't know what they're doing. You can see process improvements. You can see, strategy that you're doing with your customers. So that is, I think, my main piece of advice is that it is so real life. You'll love it. It doesn't feel like school. It feels like you're really improving your career. And the piece of advice that was given to me that made me, check yes, was that the time is going to pass anyway. So if you think about what you were doing, 2 years ago, because mine was the 2-year program, I thought, wow, that doesn't seem like it was that long ago. And you can in 2 years have a degree that makes you stand out as a candidate, or in 2 years you'll be exactly where you are. So I would say just do it. It does not feel like school. It feels like real life. The professors are out of this world. Their knowledge is unmatched. So I would say just jump 2 feet in.
Thanks, Caitlin. All right, Lauren.
Yep.
All right, Caitlin, thank you so much for sharing your insight on the Evening MBA program and your experience. I always love talking with you, and you're such a great testimonial for the graduate school. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys giving me the time.
Absolutely. So I'd like to jump into the educational investment of the MBA program. So this is an all-inclusive program that's $37,080 for the full 24-month program. If you did the 12-month, that would be broken down in a 12-month segment as well. Per credit hour is $3,090, and per credit hour is $1,030. The merit and private donor scholarships are available to those who qualify as well. As always, ask your employer about tuition reimbursement opportunities, because you never know. Having those conversations with HR is so important, so make sure you ask. And then we have unique pricing for our Switzerland program as well. You might be asking yourself, what next? Our admissions process is fairly simple. First and foremost, we'd like you to complete your online completed application by visiting our website at apply.northwood.edu. Submit your resume and cover letter. We need all official transcripts from all colleges and universities attended. If any degrees were completed at Northwood, you will not need to request these transcripts, as we already have them on file. There's a critical thinking writing sample that will be required, and then an interview with an admissions representative, which will be myself. Also, I'd like to note that we do not require the GMAT or the GRE for any of our graduate programs. As you're watching this presentation today, you might be thinking, the MBA sounds great, but I think I want to focus in on something a little bit different. We do have a few Master of Science programs that could be interesting to you: a Master of Science in Organizational Leadership, a Master of Science in Business Analytics, a Master of Science in Finance, and once you have completed one of our great graduate programs, you can jump into our Doctorate of Business Administration degree, the DBA. All of these programs are flexible class formats, 8-week courses. There's a capstone project with each course, dedicated graduate advisors for each of our students, and as always, scholarships are available. And again, no GMAT or GRE is required. At this time, I would like to ask, so if you do have any questions, I want to thank everybody for jumping on today and joining us. Caitlin, I do have a quick question for you. Going back to the Evening MBA program, could you tell us how much time outside of class would you spend on coursework?
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't put it into hours, but in a general, I had a full-time job. I was also helping coach a collegiate athletic team. I felt like it was manageable. It was hard work, but it was manageable. We did a lot of pre-reading to be prepared for the next class. So I would just say, you dedicate a couple hours on the weekend and a little bit of time in your evenings to make sure you have everything wrapped up. Group projects, obviously, we had to make time to meet with our groups, but I don't know. I felt like it was less than undergrad because it was easier than undergrad because it was such real life work that it made sense to a business person.
Sure, absolutely. That makes
Lauren,
sense.
Lauren, I have a question for you. I noticed as we went by, could you repeat the application, the start dates for the the Master of Science programs, just in case people missed it from the slide?
Yes, absolutely. So with the upcoming start for the Master of Science programs, those will be fall of 21 starts August 23rd. And the Master of Science programs do start every 8 weeks. So you are able to jump into those programs simultaneously every 8 weeks. With the MBA program, it will be our fall of 21 starting August 23rd, and then spring of 22, January 11th. And I do want to thank everyone for attending our webinar this afternoon. We do want to offer an opportunity for questions, and if you do have them, please type them in the chat box on the right-hand side of the screen. Again, fall semester does start August 23rd. My contact information is below. Feel free to call me, email me anytime. I am happy to talk with you. And additionally, if you are interested in our unique Switzerland program, we do have Ulrika Bergloff's information. She is the dean and would love to chat with you as well. If there aren't any questions, we can wrap up our session today. And I just want to thank everyone again for joining us today.